7 Checks for Checks Leadership Edition. So thank you so much for being here. And so this video is really breaking down 7 crucial things a leader can do really within any business or organization that's looking for growth. This one, in this example, is going to be more around the automotive industry. That's where I've spent a good majority of my time in a lot of different positions. But as a leader, there's really 7 things that you can do daily that pretty much can, I'm not going to say it's going to guarantee you results, but it should get you pretty close to it. Okay, so that's why it's called 7 Checks for Checks. While we're checking it, the more checks that we make each day, the more checks that you should make to take care of yourself and whomever you're connected with. So let's start with number 1, okay? So the first thing for your 7 Checks for Checks checklist that you want to do daily, and make sure you're monitoring this weekly, and make adjustments to this if you want to. You can customize your 7 to what works for you. But these are the 7 that really have helped me throughout my career, and they still help me to this day. But number 1, self-development. Yes, self-development, go figure. But it really is about what are you eating, and not what are we eating in our gut, but what are we eating up here? What are we feeding our mind every single day? This is more important than anything. Full transparency, when I'm at my either darkest points or lowest points, or I'm just really distracted, it's typically because I'm not pouring into my self-development, my self-care, my mind, my body, my spirit. All those things are so connected. So making sure that every day, though, when you're at business, you need to do 30 minutes a day minimum working on your craft. I cannot think of anything more important of these 7 things that if you don't get this right and get your mind, all this stuff, everything that comes after this, if you're not writing your goals, writing down your mission, reviewing that daily, a lot of everything that I say after this is going to be a challenge, because you have to have the mental, the spiritual, everything is connected. You got to make sure those things are in line for you and your people. You got to make sure that they're being invested into every single day. It's important. We either are growing or we're going backwards, but we cannot stay the same. Cool. Number 2, make sure you're communicating with your team frequently. This could be educational, informational, a little bit of entertainment, whatever that is. But you want to make sure that you're having team meetings as frequently as possible. Now, I'm not talking about 30 minutes to 1 hour cuss out sessions, anything crazy like that. What I'm talking about is strategically planning out what you're going to communicate to your team on a weekly basis. So important, because nobody wants to waste time listening to a bunch of just somebody ramble or anything like that. They want something specific that's actionable, something that's going to make them better. So I would give you this tip as a leader. When you are doing your sales meetings or your just company-wide meetings, one of the goals that you should have is to make sure that people leave better after that meeting than when they came in. If you can do that, and maybe it's not every single meeting, but as many meetings as possible, make it to where when people leave that meeting, there's something that they benefited from. They'll look forward to the next one. Okay, number 3, review your opportunities from the last 72 hours. Sounds simple, it's because it is, but most people don't do it. We're so focused, many of us, on what we see in front of us, we don't look at what's happening behind us. And so specifically, to give you an example, let's say in the last 72 hours at your establishment, you've had 20, 30, or 40 opportunities to do business. And out of those 30, 40, or 50 opportunities, you only sold 20, 30, or 40% of them. What you do with the other 40 or 50 or 60% that went unsold is so impactful to your business, because most people just keep moving forward waiting for new opportunities. Not many people slow down to review the previous opportunities. And not just the in-store opportunities, it also has to be the online opportunities, which for most businesses poses the biggest opportunity there is stop focusing so much on what's happening offline and in store, but make sure you're focusing on what's happening online at your online store or your virtual showroom. So 75% of most opportunities right now, especially in the automotive industry, happen online. But most leaders spend 75% of their focus on what's happening in store. See the disconnect? So as a leader, make sure that when you're reviewing the opportunities from the last 72 hours, you're looking at your internet opportunities, your emails, your texts that have been coming into your team, but review those crucial opportunities and these conversations that your team is having with customers all over the place. But you have to slow down and make sure you're looking at that. And it's a great way to coach your team too, because think about this, as you're coaching your team, you're looking at these opportunities. That goes back to number 2, your team meeting. You could say, hey, I'm noticing some specific areas where we can improve. Make sure that pretty much the only way that you're going to be able to have those kind of meetings is you got to get granular, or have somebody else on your team that's getting granular for you, that's looking at examples of ways that you can praise your team in that team meeting, or ways that you can coach in private about something that you're seeing. Cool? Okay. And of those things, and I've got this, I'm sure I'll have a sheet laid out somewhere along this video where you can flow with me, but I do want to make sure that I take a brief moment when I'm talking about these opportunities in the automotive industry. Make sure, again, we're reviewing internet, we're reviewing phone ups, we're reviewing visits that came into the store, and also the customers that came through your service. Those 4 are crucial, right? Internet, phone, showroom, service department. Paying attention to those people that are interacting with your sales team daily and reviewing those opportunities. And then as a leader, touching those opportunities, reaching out to them yourself, calling those, texting those people. Matter of fact, you can record a video as a sales manager. I'll give you one real quick that I would do. Hey, my name is Durran. I'm with ABC Motors. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you for giving my team an opportunity to assist you recently. But hey, I don't want it to stop there. I wanted to connect with you to make sure it was a good visit, and then find out from you what I can do to best assist you. So if you could, when you get this, please give me a call at 731-215, blah, 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 blah. Boom. And send that to your customers. Or you can send a video confirming appointments. But getting engaged with your team, going through those customers from the last 72 hours or further back, you can go back as far as you want, but making sure you're staying in tune with those engaged shoppers that you had from the last 72 hours is crucial to your business, and it's crucial to these 7 checks for checks. Cool? All right, let's go to the next one. Number 4, inventory and data management. So what I mean by inventory and data management is, from an inventory standpoint, that's your product, right? Make sure that your product is tight. So there's pictures, there's comments, there's descriptions, there's videos, there's why buys within that VDP. So when people are going through your picture carousel, they're getting everything they need to know. They're getting customer testimonials and reviews. They're getting excellent pictures. They're getting videos. They're pretty much working with a silent salesperson on your website or on your virtual showroom. That's crucial, right? So make sure that you're paying attention to your data every single day as part of your 7 checks for checks. So what I would do, if I'm you in a store, look at your data at the beginning of the day or either at the end of the day. I wouldn't try to get too lost in the sauce in the middle of the day unless you have that break. But slow down and look at your data, look at your advertising ROI, look at your traffic from the previous day online. Look at your third-party channels. It's real quick. Set up reporting where you can see how many of my vehicles don't have pictures, how many of them don't have comments, what's going on, which cars have no clicks on them whatsoever. Do I need to adjust my prices? Crucial. And these aren't new things that I'm teaching here. This is no different than if we went to start a freaking grocery store, merchandise store where we're selling stuff. Well, in store, we want to make sure our product looks good, the display looks right, and online it looks good. This works for anything. This is just a great reminder, but make sure you're checking on these checks consistently. That's the key, okay? Next, we're on our people, okay? So number 5, number 5, people. Probably the most important outside of making sure you're taking care of yourself is taking care of your people, right? So be intentional with them and make sure that you're having at least frequent one-on-ones weekly just to catch up with them. Some of them should be way more professional and some of them should just really be their agenda. What is it that they need help from you as a leader most? One-on-ones, to me, that's that thing that an artificial intelligence or robot cannot do. It cannot create that human connection to talk with your team member and want to connect with them and learn from them how us as leaders can help them become better. Man, I'm telling you, and you only need to do 7 or 10 minutes In your one-on-ones, you know how else you can do a one-on-one, especially with some millennials or younger. And I'm a millennial, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Save your comments for another post. But millennials, the younger ones, whatever they're going to be called, and after, some of them might want to do their one-on-ones here. So maybe you just do a FaceTime with one, right? What if your team's remote? Just do a FaceTime. Or if they want to text, just text with somebody, chat with somebody, meet them where they are and connect with them one-on-one. It's beautiful to do that. You know, find out what their goals are, both professional and personal, and help them achieve those goals. When you do that, what I've learned, and this has happened for people that have helped me in this in my life, but what I've learned is when you find out what people want and you help them get what they want, number one, the way that it makes you feel is amazing. But number two, what that person does for you after that is unimaginable. Like, they're there for you. They support you. They're there for you because they know that you have their back as a leader. So don't forget that. Make sure you're being intentional one-on-ones and you're paying attention to development. Watching how your employees grow is crucial. And then finding out from them, where do they want to go, and help them get there. Do they want your job? They should, because you should want somebody else's job. And if they can't have your job, help them get that job at another job. That was crazy. Let me bring it down just a little bit. Okay. Number 6,